Hey everybody, welcome back to the Armed Scotsman. Today on the table we have a PSA AK-102 chambered in 5.56. Let's get this one going. Alright everybody, as I said, this is a PSA AK-102 chambered in 5.56. So yeah, let's just go ahead and dive right on in. There's a lot of features to go over. There's some names that I'm just not going to remember because some are kind of long. So when I'm talking about the particular rail, I'll put in like the full name of what they've got for it and things like that in a little note on the screen. So. Alright, let's start at the back. We have a Magpul stock right here, nice rubber butt pad, got some OG sling attachments right here. Obviously this is adjustable. Obviously there's no buffer stock on it. This being an AK, there's no buffer system. That's why we have this right here. Very nice little setup. So moving along to the receiver, it is stamped steel. And then you'll, to go over the back right here, you have a little button right here to push in to take up the dust cover. I'll show you how to do that in just a little bit. At the top here, we do have a rear sight right here, and then you have your front sight right there also. And this is your hinged dust cover. Again, I'll go over that when I open up. So it's nice it comes with some iron sights on here, but you do have a Picatinny rail mount right here to add an optic if you wish. And then you do have more 1913 pick rail up here. So tons of room to add whatever you need. Now, moving to the safety, these are their enhanced safeties, which is what they call them. Has a slightly larger ledge right here, so you can manipulate the safety with your index finger, so very nice indeed. So inside here we have the bolt carrier group and the bolt. They are made by Toolcraft and they are hammer forged parts, along with the front trun unit is also hammer forged, which is what you want to hear. Moving on down, you've got a nice upgraded Magpul AK stock right here, little storage compartment. It's not overmold, it's polymer, but it's got some nice grip texture. Feels pretty dang nice in the hand, not too disappointed with that at all. Now moving down to the trigger, this is a AK ALG trigger. They are fantastic in my opinion. I do really like them. I'll show you the pull test in just a second. Obviously it does come with your paddle release right here for your mag release. It does come with one 30 round mag if your state allows it. These are not AR-15P mags, these are different mags. So if you have a bunch of AR-15P mags, that's not what you need for this. You need one of these. Okay, so let's go over the trigger. As I said, it is, oh, I almost forgot. So one of the nice features on this gun is when the gun fires, last round, bolt hold open. So it does do the last round bolt hold open. As soon as you take this mag out though, you lose that and it will go forward. So, but it does hold back on the last round, which I do appreciate. And so you know that you know the mag is empty and you don't have like a failure or something like that. Anyway, so back to the trigger. Okay, back to the trigger. AK ALG trigger, very nice, very nice triggers. Very light, single stage, just a tiny minuscule take up. That's maybe about 1 millimeter, maybe 2. Very nice clean break. Let's check the reset. A little bit of let out. Very positive and tactile. It's an excellent trigger. I really enjoy these ALG AK triggers, and if you don't have one in your gun and your AK, I do recommend them 100%. They're not very expensive. ALG is Geisley's sister company, and they are fantastic triggers. So, very nice upgrade right out of the box. Now moving on up, we're going to go to this kind of very cool handguard, as you can see right here. You have some M-lock slots at 3, 6, and 9 o'clock positions right there, and then there's more cutouts in between there, kind of lighten that rail up. So lots of room on there to add whatever you would need. There is a sling attachment on this side. Let me just be aware of this. This part right here gets very hot, and I mean, within less than 100 rounds, and it was fairly rapid fire, but in less than 100 rounds, that sucker was hot, and you will know if you touch it because it will burn your hand. Ask me how I know. So moving up, you have these Picatinny rails right here on either side, and QD sling attachments on either side here also. They're kind of, I wonder if they're just there because it's 12.5 inches, so it comes to about, you know, here-ish. And then obviously you've got this huge crank brake on here, which is pinned and welded, making this 16.2 inches. So it is not non-NFA item because it is pinned and welded. But that is a big old crank brake right there. But you can put, it's nice because if you want to put like a light further up or something like that, you got to be careful, maybe not get in the way of your blast out of the brake. But you do have that option. Very cool rail, and again, come to the kind of the gas tube right here, and I get that 1913 pick rail on top, which I already mentioned, which is really cool to add whatever you may need up there. So very cool indeed. See, the barrel, as I said, is 12.5 inch. It's a 1 in 8 twist. It's 4150 steel, and it is gas nitride finish. So there is that. All right, so I forgot to mention on this side, you do have a side rail mount if you want to, but obviously you have a Picatinny rail up here, so I'm not sure why this would be on here, but it's nice, I guess, that it's on there, but you already have a pick rail up there, so it kind of negates that, but it's fine. Anyway, overall quality construction on the outside of this gun, it's very nice. Everything feels great, it looks great, everything looks like where it should be. The overall fit and finish is very nice. All right, let's go ahead and take this down real fast. Take out your mag. Make sure you are unloaded, obviously. Now you're going to come back to this pin this button right here. You're going to push that down past the dust cover. Just slide that up. As I said, it is hinged, which is really nice. This is your guide rod and spring right here. So you're going to push down. This just sits in two little slots. It's easier to see it and know what I'm talking about. But you push that down, push it out, slides out, and there's that. And then you come to your charging handle on your boat carrier group. Just pull that out. This is made by Toolcraft. This is forged parts as well, as I said. And then you can just see your trigger assembly and things like that in there. And that's it. That's your really basic disassembly. Just go back in reverse, put it back together. All right, we're back together. Okay, so let's go ahead. I've been doing some accuracy on this at an indoor 100-yard range. So I'm going to change the camera angle around. We'll put it down on the table so you guys can get some nice close-up of that. So bear with me. Alrighty, okay, so let's start off with this one. This is PMC 55 grain. Now I took I was using a Razor Gen 2 PST 1 in 6, and I had it zeroed on a diagonal fence, and I pulled it off and I put it on the AK. So this is why it's so far down here, because it wasn't zeroed for this gun. But anyway, so this is PMC at 50 yards. You can see here there's actually keyhole almost keyhole, they're right on top of each other. So there's two there, these two, and then I pulled this one. So the group right here at 50 yards with that PMC, I mean, you're talking 1.5 inches. Now, I don't really want to count the pull one because I know I pulled it, but that's showing at 2 inches. But you can see here, that's not a bad grip at 50 yards. And obviously the caveat with accuracy tests is it depends on the shooter, me, sorry about that. And it's going to depend on ammo, conditions, and everything else. So I might be using ammo this gun doesn't particularly love, knock the camera. But anyway, so this is my 100-yard grip, and I did pull this one also, and that's why I put that down and I noted it, because I did pull it. It did start opening up a little bit. Obviously, the closest ones we have here is under an inch. This is about under 1.5 inches. And then this is the widest one at 3 inches right here, obviously not including the pulled one. So it did open up a little bit as expected at 100 yards. Okay, so this one is the Saber. We'll do Saber last. I feel like that's typically the better ammo that I'm shooting right now. Okay. Let's go to this one. Okay, so this is AAC 75 grain ammo. Blue is 50 yards, which there's these 3 here and these 2 here. And then the green is the 100 yards. So the widest one, wrong end. So the widest one here is 1 3/4 inches. It's 1.5 inches. And this group's pretty decent. And then, as I say, these two. And then we got the 100 yards. It did open up with the 75 grain. So we got 2 1/4. And then I think this is the widest, is right here. It's just a shy, it's just a hair over 4 inches at the widest part. But in general, if you look at it, oh, that one's green too. But if you look in general, they were pretty good again, you know, not too shabby at 100 yards. Okay, this is the PSA Saber. Typically, I get really good results with this Saber ammo, but it did not seem to like this gun at 100 yards. But let's go over the 50 yards. 50 yards are right here. Widest you've got is, I don't know which one's the widest. This one is definitely the widest. Okay, so we're at 1.5 inches at 50 yards. 1.5 inches. And then it really opened up on 100 with the Saber ammo. Again, so when we were talking, oh, that's a huge gap. Again, could have been me, but we're at 5 3/4, 5 inches. So it didn't seem to love that Saber ammo. And again, you've got to really, you know, figure out what ammo your gun loves the best to shoot if you're going to do accuracy. But it's still at 100 yards. If you're thinking about it realistically, you're thinking about that size on a target, it's still not too shabby. Okay, now let's go over shooting it. I loved shooting this. This is the first, I think this is the first 5.56 AK I have shot, and it was so smooth, very little recoil, and it's going to be partially down to this freaking huge break on the front right here, but it was so much fun to shoot. I really loved shooting it, I'm not going to lie. I really enjoyed it, especially with this ALG trigger. It was just very smooth, and you could get up and running very fast with that trigger. So any negatives I can think of, I didn't like that sling attachment got freaking toasty pretty quick, and I burnt myself on it. But other than that, I really enjoyed shooting this. I took out, I think, 3 different guns to shoot that day, and this was probably my favorite to shoot. I really enjoyed shooting this gun. So very cool. Price wise, you know, for looking at this particular model, you're probably talking around $1,200, something like that. All right, folks, that is it from me. If you have any questions, any comments, please ask them below. I'm always happy to help out however I can. And that's it. Until next time, I'll catch you later.